Okay, I'm making you the host. Where are you? Um, Yeah, are you host now? Can you use all the. Okay.
Okay, how to rename? I don't know how to rename.
You have to leave Zoom. Just leave the call and then edit it in Zoom.
have you guys started?
Niharika, you may go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm here to speak on how morality is relative. Morality isn't carved in stone, it evolves. Morality is relative because it is shaped by cultural, historical, and personal context. What one society considers moral, another may not, and there is no objective standpoint from which to declare one correct. Absolutism ignores real world complexity. Morality is a product of human society. It adapts, it evolves, and reflects diverse perspectives. Claiming moral absolutes is not only unrealistic, it can be dangerous. But relativism is not the same as moral nihilism. It doesn't say anything goes, but rather that moral judgments must be made within a particular cultural or ethical context. Most relativists still believe in moral reasoning and responsibility. They just don't claim there's one universal rule book for all of humanity.
Continuing the statement, I mean, let's be real. The only thing absolute about morality is how absolutely made up it is. If morality were truly fixed and universal, then explain to me why burning women alive was once justice and now it's a crime. Why loving someone of the same gender was once called perversion and now it's called love. Morality changes with time, place, culture, power, and ego. You say murder is wrong. Tell that to an executioner. You say lying is immoral. Tell that to the parent who lies to keep their kids safe. Don't preach absolutes in a world that's built on contradictions. Morality is not some divine code S to some stone. It is a shape-shifting survival tool we humans rewrite every century.
Continuing with this, morality has never been one size fits all. What we believe is right or wrong is shaped by our culture, time, and experiences. To say morality is absolute is to ignore the rich diversity of human thought and experiences. Embracing moral relativism isn't about abandoning ethics, it's about understanding that morality grows and adapts just like we humans do.
Morality, the term itself doesn't have a fixed meaning. We can have hours long debate on the meaning itself. It's an umbrella term which mixes ethics, theology, socio-political beliefs, and all of those. Beliefs and morality mixes and forms each other. Democracy is a belief with moral code. Fascism was born out of twisting morals, but for them it was morally just. To help my opponents a little, I hope something like murder is bad. It becomes a fixed morality and never changes. But there are enough books and post-apocalyptic movies and words and on words and so on, which ask this question. So again, what was fixed? So to end this, what I would say that what is absolute cannot be flawed, but the truth is humans are flawed. Morality is transient. Virtue cannot exist without violence, and to be honest is to be flawed. That's our argument. Thank you.
Adding on to that, what is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. Thank you. That's all from our side.
Good evening, everyone. Let me begin with a simple but unsettling question. What happens when honesty, fairness, or the value of life can be redefined at will? Well, there is no clear line between right and wrong. Can we, as a global society, ever stand together to condemn genocide or slavery? This is why absolute morality, belief in universal ethic principles that apply to all people at all times, isn't a luxury, but a necessity. And this is not just a philosophy, but a science backed reality. Humanity's deepest moral truths demand strength of character and a support social political framework to flourish. Plato's immutable form of the good established fixed ideals. Kant's categorical imperative insists on duties we must will universally. And modern psychologists like Hardy identify innate moral foundations, care, fairness, loyalty, etc., across all the cultures. Evolutionary biologists show that selection, reciprocal altruism, and group-level cooperation each embed absolute norms into our biology. Without civic institutions, nations, laws that cultivate virtue, individuals cannot live up to these demands. Society becomes wealthier and more technologically advanced, you can better invest in moral education and just institutions, expecting citizens to uphold universal ethics and ensure a fairer world. And I would like to hand over this to Ace.
So, in a seminal work, Ringaku, Patsuji Tetsu argues that the human beings are inherently relational and cannot sustain themselves in isolation. We require shared moral frameworks and a clear purpose to give our lives meaning. This communal grounding underpins a universal moral truth. Among them, the inviolable prohibition against the child exploitation, which every society recognizes as a profound wrong because it violates an individual's basic dignity and communal trust. When children are forced into labor or abused, it shatters both personal well being and a social fabric. Demonstrating that morality transcends means personal preferences. Likewise, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights affirms that all individuals, especially children, deserve protection from economic and moral exploitation. By rooting our actions in a shared moral imperatives rather than purely self interested aims, we uphold absolute ethical standards that safeguard both individual flourishing and collective harmony. So the true moral absolutism demands both individual fortitude and a societal political framework that upholds immutable duties. As Kant taught, acting from duty, pure and good, requires self mastery and steadfast will. Aristotle held that virtues arise only within a polish governed by just law and civic education. Without robust institutions and moral schooling, absolutist ethics crumble under selfish impulses. As technology and economic prosperity expand governance capacity and civic resources, society becomes even more capable of embedding universal duties, ensuring justice and fairness flourishing globally. As Dwight Eisenhower once said, a people that values its privileges above its principle loses both.
Okay, my first question posing to the opponent team will be, if morality is absolute, why do moral heroes of the past now look like villains and formal criminals look like revolutionaries? That's one. Second question would be, would you lie to save a child from being murdered?
Question number three: if morality is absolute, why does it constantly evolve across time and cultures? Question number four: if a mother steals food to feed a starving baby, is that immoral? Question number five: if morality is absolute, which religion's version is the real one, and why should the rest follow it? And I would like one
And
last question. Yeah, continue, continue.
you just said about Aristotle, right? So Greeks didn't really discriminate between slaves. So what is your morality on that?
Was that to be suppose a rebuttal or a question? Is clarified.
I think we have 30 minutes left. You guys can actually ask.
No, I think we are done with our questions. We can move ahead.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Do you mind repeating your second last question?
Okay. If morality is absolute, which religion's version is the real one? And why should the rest follow it? Thank you. That's all from our side.
My first question would be, if morality is entirely relative, on what basis can you challenge practices like honor killing, systematic discrimination in different cultures? What is right in one, if it varies from person to person and place to place? My second question is also, if lying, cheating, or abuse are right in one culture, Do we just accept that or do we draw the line at some point?
Going ahead with the rest of our questions, by saying models are relative and can really be as moldable as you claim, are you not denying the human capability to strive for what is absolute model right? Endless struggles with compilation is today the world that we have. That would be one of our questions. With that, I guess we are done.
Okay, I'll ask. Hello, yeah. Yeah, we are saying that moral. Yeah, we are saying that morals are first question to team four. So team four is team two. Sorry, team two is speaking for morals. Morality is relative, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my first question to you guys is: if you say that morality is evolving with time and all those stuff, then why is Ramayana and Mahabharata still the very basic foundation of our civilization and still very much relevant?
And I would like to ask a question to team two. Yes, I would want to ask if there if two culture norms conflict, how will you mediate without a shared standard in more? Yes. And my one question for team four is how would you prevent power abuse, absolute morality?
Shweta, are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Sorry, I forgot to ask my questions to Team 4. So I have a couple of questions for them. First is all the rules that have been set. I have one simple question: who decides those rules? I mean, we can say that there are a lot of morality lectures, as we can say. I mean, I don't want to, I won't say that. There are lots of morals that are being imposed on human beings. They have been, their birth can be attributed to the Victorian era. A lot of rules and regulations that we follow together arise from the Victorian era, and they need not be correct or they need not be relevant in today's time. So, second question: when someone talked about for we need morals for justice and fairness, we have a constitution for that. There is this constitution, the unbiased constitution that distinguishes, that is there to provide us justice and fairness. Why do we need societal imposed morals to define what is just and what is fair?
I think I got kicked out of the room.
What happened? He was able to join back? Okay.
I want to ask something. Yeah, did one person just say like did he said something like what feels good after is good and what feels good bad after is bad? Did
Mm-hmm.
anyone say that? Oh, okay, okay.
No, they're not here,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, no, they're not here. But I thought I misunderstood it. Okay.
I mean, I couldn't understand that at all. Like he finished with a quote. I mean,
Yeah,
what under after before I didn't know. I didn't understand that.
yeah, even me. Okay. Even I thought like he was saying something like that, but then okay.
Okay. To answer their questions, I would just give all the questions one answer. You are talking about honor killing, you're talking about murder, rape, and all those. That's the thing. You and I have been born in the same society. We have grown on more or less the same moral ethics, same moral code, and same morals, basically. So even for me, what you just said is immoral. But the person who's doing that, for him it is moral. Now that is the main flaw in your argument, that morality changes. Morality is not absolute. If it were absolute, he wouldn't have done that. It is not a question about who is right or who is wrong. Which model is right or wrong is yours to choose. As Gautam said, if you do something after doing that you feel good, it's the right thing. If you do something and after feel that you like feel bad, it's the wrong thing. So now moving on to my turn is to answer the other questions.
To answer Sir's question when it comes to Mahabharata and Ramayana, Mahabharata is an absolute gold mine when it comes to questions on morality. In fact, that is one of the central theme. It just doesn't give black and white answers either. It forces you to wrestle with gray areas and contradictions and difficult choices. From Yudhishthir gambling away his kingdom and brothers and wife, to Krishna encouraging Arjuna to kill Karna in unharmed. It presents complex scenarios that challenge your assumptions and expects you to think deeply about what is truly moral.
Okay, moving on to next question, Shilama's question. How do we survive without a shared standard? Simple. We already do. Every country, every culture, every community, even every family operates on different moral standards. Yet somehow we have survived. There is no single universal moral code, and history proves that. If there was, we wouldn't have moral conflicts over LGBTQ plus rights, freedom of speech, abortion, anesthesia, war, colonization, death penalty, and the list is just endless. What does keep us going isn't some mythical absolute morality. It's negotiation, empathy, dialogue, and law. So why? Because we adapt our morality to changing context. What was small 50 years ago uh, could get you cancelled today. Thank you. That's from our side.
For our rebuttal, I would start to begin with this. You mentioned gray areas. That means if there is a gray, there is a white and a black. That means there is an absolute moral code which was always guiding your principles. Why were you struggling with decisions in the first place? Because you always knew in your conscience that there was something which was absolute right and something which was absolute wrong. As my friend pointed out, civilizations change, times change. But then what? We always strive towards the better. An optimistic policy making is the only way forward. And therefore, to answer Sir's question, in terms of Sir had asked us whether how we would view foreign future policy. In terms of that, we could say that The absolute truth does not vary. Whether humans have the strength to carry it out or not is what varies. As time progresses, we become more technologically advanced, we become more economically prosperous, and we become capable of executing such social justice. That was what our answer would be. And to answer Shweta ma'am's question, well, to be very frank with you, the indomitable human spirit. It has been the one driving force for social justice all throughout, and it will always be. Where if you bring in an apocalyptic scenario, well, that is just nihilistic thinking. What we can do today is positive policy making, hoping for an optimistic world, and bringing change because we all know what is a moral compass and what is absolutely right. It might change from scenario to scenario, but what is a guiding principle can never be changed, truly.
Okay, to
We
answer
only
the other
adapt
two
parts of it.
to answer the other two questions in a whole, we didn't invent new morals. New morals, it just that with technological advancement, we have opened our eyes to the undeniable truth. Human dignity is non negotiable, freedom is not optional, and equality is not a trend. These have always been factors. What has changed is our ability to stand forth with it. Like my teammate has said, the absolute truth has not changed. It is just our ability to stand for these truths that have changed. Fairness is not based on social construct. It is more than that, based on neurological aspects that have been proven in studies done by the Cambridge University, where they have seen that when asked these questions, your brain chooses the rule deciding part of your brain reacts to questions of morality, like a child stealing or mother stealing for the child, rather than your cost benefit part of your brain. It is imbued in you to know what is right and wrong. It is your decision now whether to take it forward or not. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow, everyone has left already. Should we think about it? Yeah, sure. I would like to discuss. I mean, it's pretty confusing. I mean, what I felt was the battle